Happy New Year's Day. How are we doing? I hope you had a wonderful and safe new year. I know mine was fun. Go 49ers, because that's who I root for. 2022. What a year. I just go back and think about all the different things that I did during that time, and some of it was absolutely amazing. Went to Australia. Yeah, I went to a whole new continent, which was one of the major things I wanted to do before I turned 30. Unfortunately, the pandemic happened and that stopped a lot of different things. I got to see the Great Barrier Reef within 1 year. I was able to see the two largest reefs in the entire world. That's amazing. I don't know how many other people have done that other than me and my friend, and that was just something special that we've done together. I got to travel, I got to explore. I even opened myself up in ways that I have never done before. I've admitted a lot of things to myself that have happened in my past. That did open a whole bunch of new can of worms for me to deal with as an individual, but I'm so proud of myself for doing that, for going through and being vulnerable with myself. And even though it didn't work out with my partner, right, I was glad that I took those steps to open up this barrier I've never done before and let a couple walls shed. And we are in 2023. And what do I want to bring into this year? And a big one is I want to be selfish. The theme of 2023 is to be selfish, to care about me. And that doesn't mean like, oh, like reject everyone else, like I come first. You should always come first as an individual. You should always go first as an individual. But what this means is I want to make sure that, because I am a yes person, I always take care of other people before I take care of myself. I need to also make sure that my needs are met and that I'm taking care of myself in the best way possible. And I don't do resolutions. What I do is intentions. And I discovered this a couple years ago, and it's just such a better solution to go through and what do I intend to do with this year? What do I want to think about? Who do I want to be by the end of 2023 or show and improve throughout 2023? And so I have a couple different intentions that I have written down. And then later I'm also going to show what I want to have set as my goal for January of 2023. So I'm gonna have both those there. I'll try to timestamp it. And so that way, if you just wanna look at goals, you can just look at goals for January. But in order to see kind of the whole scope of what I want to do with this year for me, it will be good to look at both. And hopefully I can do a review and new goal setting every single month. So my first intention for 2023 is I want to quit spending for comfort. I have a personality where, I deflect. I do a lot of deflecting. I don't want to acknowledge a lot of past traumas I've thrown in the back burner and pretended that they never happened. And that's not good. And now instead I brought those to light, things that have happened to me in the past. I've taken that and I have exposed it to a select few people. I've transformed that into spending, which is not good. It hurts my credit card. I want to quit spending to comfort what I don't like about myself, what is bothering me, what needs to be expressed. I don't want to bring that with me anymore. So If I am spending, it is because it is a necessity. I absolutely need a pair of jeans. I don't need any more jeans. Remember that, Nicole, you don't need any more jeans. Going through and looking at that of like, okay, like, why are you actually purchasing this item? Is it a necessity? Do you actually need it? Does it fit into your time capsule wardrobe you're trying to create? Or are you just trying to suppress something else? What I want to learn. I actually have two different things that I want to learn this year. First is I want to learn to cook new foods. And I think that was one of the great things about DoorDash, was that, you know, I got to try all these different cool foods. Did it hurt my spending? Yeah. Did it hurt my physical health? Yeah. But I can also learn how to do these things. I can learn how to cook for myself instead of cooking the same 3 things over and over again. I could go through and I can learn how to cook different things and try different things. Maybe add something in there, add something to the little, what are those called? The cookbook, the resume, I don't know, I'm not a chef. Other thing is I want to make sure that I learn to be present in the moment. And again, it's a lot of self-image issues that I have. So I'm not very present into moments because I'm more concerned about how I feel because of the way I look, or just how am I perceived to other people. That's not great. So I want to learn to be present in the moment, still capturing everything. I am a photographer. That is something that I do, but I want to make sure that I am present in that moment instead of worrying about other people's ideas of me. What I want to try this year is I want to try to adventure on my own. I like to be with other people. I'm omnivert, so I am both an extrovert and an introvert, but when I'm introvert, when I am my introvert self, I am at home. I am the homebody. I want to try to go out on my own and do adventures on my own and create my own memories for myself. Going through and doing different things that I am afraid to do on my own or without someone else. And so that's something I want to try to accomplish this year. I want to have a better relationship with my body. And I'm sure this one could be a whole thing within itself, but I was a college athlete. I was never thin. That's not how I would ever describe myself, but I was very athletically fit and I was strong. And even back then, like, I thought I was this hideous, ugly human being because I had been told for so long, because I was such a yo-yo, that I was just this ugly fat person. And now looking at myself now, probably being at the heaviest I've ever been, I don't like that. I wish I could have that body again. Don't you ever just wish to be like, tell your college self you were fucking hot? Like, because I was. And so it's so frustrating to go back and just look at that and just realize, wow, like, and I can't work out for 6 hours a day anymore. That's not a thing I can do. I want to embrace the body I have, and I want to bring in positive movements to myself that does make me more happy. I do need to lose weight. I know I need to do that. I think my mindset with my body is stopping me from doing a lot of these things that I can do. I want to start pursuing what makes me happy. And this goes for not just, this makes me happy, right? This is fun to do. Editing is super fun. Filming is fun. Photography is fun. All this is fun, but I want to, outside of that, I also want in my personal life to pursue other crafts, other things, my work. I want to be fully happy with what I'm doing. And I can positively say I'm not doing that right now. And so I need to take those steps in order to make sure that I am fully happy with where I am and pursue what makes me happy. I want to continue to speak my mind. I am a recovering yes man. I used to always say yes to everything. It would make me upset. It would put me in these situations where I am just overloaded with 1.5 million different things. But I want to continue to speak my mind and speak for myself. If something's bothering me, I need to be like, hey, this bothers me. Or if something's not going right at work, I need to speak out and be like, hey, like what that action was not cool. I need to continue to speak what is right for me. Also communicate that with any future partner I may have, which was something I did not do in my last relationship. I did not always speak my mind because I was afraid that it would get turned around and twisted into some different form than what it was, because that happened a few times where my words were twisted or words were put into my mouth and that was never said. So I need to continue to speak my mind. Also want to do is being open to opportunities. I want to continue to take different opportunities that are presented for me. I want to be able to go into something open-minded of saying, well, what if this goes wrong? What if that happens? You don't know what happens until it happens, right? So why turn down an opportunity if you don't know what could happen? Why not go on that date with someone? Why not do something that could bring something positive to your life? So why not take an opportunity? I'm going to stop relying on other people's opinions of me. I need to stop caring what people think about me. I need to stop worrying what other people think about me. I don't give a fuck what other people think about me. I care about what I think about me. And so if I want to go in the middle of the street while it's raining and dance, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out and dance in the middle of the street and not care what other people have to say. If I want to be here and film, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to hide anymore when my housemate comes in, right? And be like, oh crap, I need to hide this part of me. I don't care what people think about me. I'm doing what I want to. I want to be authentically me. There are parts of me that I have been hiding from the world, and I don't want to hide that anymore. I want to be fully and authentically myself, and if people don't like that, then they're not meant to be in my life. So those are my intentions for 2023. Now, we got excited. Now let's go through and let's look at what my goals are for January in order to try to meet these intentions. So, goal number 1 is not to spend any money on DoorDash. DoorDash was the best thing during the pandemic, right? When things were shut down, it was the best. I was able to support local businesses in my area. I was able to go and try new foods, try different experiences. But now I've become very dependent on it, and that's not what I want. I don't want to be dependent on this app for food, and I have the food in my house. I can make it. I could be saving money. And yet it's sometimes I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to order DoorDash because why not? And I need to get out of that mindset of, oh, I'm tired, so I'm just going to do this. Or, oh, I'm tired, so I'm not going to take Remy on a walk. Or, oh, like I'm tired or I'm stressed, so I need to turn to food. That needs to stop. And so my one caveat for this is I do want to support local businesses, and I do have a trip planned in January. So my one thing behind this is I can eat out if I am at the location. So I want to try a new restaurant that's on my street. So I want to go try it, and I don't want any guilt behind it. So as long as I am sitting at that restaurant, it's even better. And it's a better experience. You're not just mindlessly eating at your house. You're going to a restaurant and you're enjoying the atmosphere that they want to have set for you and for you to experience. So I miss that part. So I'm going to go do that. And hey, maybe I'll do it by myself. I don't know. I'm going to be on a no buy of clothes in January. I don't need any clothes. I don't need anything else. I don't need new shoes. I don't need new sandals. I don't need any clothes. What I have right now is perfect. What I have right now is acceptable. So I don't need to buy any clothes at this point of time. I also have the goal to read 2 books in January. And so those 2 books I have chosen. 2 books are The Jewish Pirates of the Caribbean. I've only finished the first chapter, so I will finish that. And the other book I will be reading is The Silent Patient. And I thought these were the perfect 2 to kind of start out in. It's one thing that I'm really interested into historically, and there's one that's just a fun psychological thriller. 2 things that I really enjoy. And so if I'm not feeling something educational, I could read The Silent Patient. If I'm wanting that knowledge growth at that point of time, great. The Jewish Pirates of the Caribbean it is. So those are the 2 books I will be reading this month. If you want to read them with me, feel free to do so. We could talk about them at the end of the month. I want to make a new recipe. So part of that was trying new foods, right? That was part of my intentions. And so I want to find a recipe I've never made before, maybe I've never ate before, and try making it for myself. I think that'll just be a fun way to try to, one, experience new foods that I've never had before, but also to have that craving of something yummy on DoorDash, right? So a good little mix in between. So I want to try to make at least one new recipe. I want to work out 3 days a week, every single week. And my last goal for January of 2023 is I want to film 1 video a week. So this will be our first video of January. So there should be 3 more following, and that is my goal, to at least film 1 video a week. Maybe there might be more, but I want to be able to have fun and take this as a fun hobby, or seriously, I don't know, who knows what this could turn into. No one knows what this could turn into. And if anything, it's a fun way to document what I have done in my life in my 30s. So thank you for watching. You go girls, no, you go girls, you go girls, you go girls, it's okay. Remy's intention is not to bark at every single person that walks by. Share some of your intentions below. What are your goals for 2023? What are you planning to accomplish in January? And I hope you have a great day. Make good decisions. And I'll see you next week. Peppermint tea. Bye.